Hallo. Hello, Marty. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully we don't get a blue screen today for once. That would be great if we didn't. Shut the fuck up, Zach. Hello, Beta. Fuck you, Beta. Voice chat beefing with me already. I was working on this off stream. The pinball level. It's okay, Beta. I forgive you. The game's going to crash. And I also finished this whole thing off stream. Interesting. I still need to make the music go faster each lap. I think that would be cool, to make the music go faster each lap. And they put in a Windows and Linux on a new hard drive and run check disk in order to fix it. This makes because the drive kept failing to unmount and shut down because my Linux had standard files in it. Yeah, dude, upgrading the SSD was terrible. It took like 3 hours. And actually it took more like 11 hours if you count doing it overnight. I first cloned all my files. I had to boot into some Clonezilla fuck-ass program to clone my files onto the new SSD. Then I had to physically insert the new SSD. And then it wouldn't boot. So I had to boot into some Windows recovery USB stick and run a few console commands, reassign my disks, boot into safe mode, and then it just fucking worked. I don't know, it was weird. But look at this. I got an extra 248 gigabytes. Four terabyte SSDs, so holy shit. Hello, Mario Nova. You're still stuck on this meme from 2016? That's crazy. X1680. Okay. Let's see if this works. Well, I had a 250 gigabyte SSD as my main SSD that Windows was on for the longest time, so I couldn't really just upgrade. I had to copy all my files, and oh my god, this is so loud. Copy all my files first. And I didn't want to reinstall Windows because I didn't want to reset everything up again. The music doesn't really feel any faster now, does it? Is the music faster, guys? I don't think it is. Ah. Isn't there a way to make them go faster? Do I need to propagate that? Hmm. Anyway, any OST wishes today? Am I wrong in thinking tempo is even a real property of this? Let's see what this does. Spyro 2? Let's do Spyro 2. Okay, tempo still does make not a single bit of difference. Did I break tempo somehow? What the hell? There is a tempo property, right? I think I might be totally wrong. I think there might just not be a tempo property. Hello, Buzlat. Welcome to the stream. Totally normal name you've picked there. No, there's a sex at tempo command. Oh, this is... Yeah, I see what you mean. X14. And we're skipping this shit. Okay, tempo set to 120. What happens if I set it to 1? That makes no difference. Okay, cool. How else could I get a song to play back faster? I think there might not be a way. How's the fish? Which fish? Saying don't we have to song that's sped up? No! It would restart. It'd be awful. Okay, it just sets the delay like that. And then the delay is just counted down by 1. I don't think we can speed up the song. That's messed up. I mean, we could just reduce all the delays by 1, see what happens. I think it'd be a fun experiment. Maybe that does something useful. Probably not. When do you think Ariel will release tomorrow? That actually is probably what Mario Kart does better. You're actually probably right. It's gonna go crazy. It didn't do anything. I guess it would also have to do this for the layers. I do think there's 0 chance this is going to sound correct, but I want to know what it sounds like before I throw it away. Hello, Sushi. If you blue screen today, I'm going to be very sad. It probably means I have to buy a new computer. And they are very expensive at the moment. Still nothing. That doesn't seem right. I don't think that this could just do nothing. No. Hello, Biomac. Is it note duration? Let's see if we can also just do this with note duration. Wait. That was nonsense. How did it not just immediately crash? What? If that didn't immediately crash, then there's zero chance I'm doing this correctly. Oh well. You can also pay a PC guy 50 bucks to tell you what's wrong. I'm not confident they can do that. Hello, Maya Sunshine. Why did my audio turn 16 bits? What does that mean? Isn't 16-bit audio very high quality? I don't think this is working. Let's just print. See if any layers actually print here. Giving up on the fields. The fields? Oh, the April fields? Yes. I'm not doing it anymore. Nothing against you, Hack, it just kept crashing. Or my PC kept crashing. And I don't have the motivation to try it again. Yeah, it prints nothing. What the fuck? There's not a single layer? Wait. Oh my god. Everything I've been doing this last 15 minutes has been useless. Literally everything. Cool. Cool, cool. Let's try that tempo thing again. There was nothing wrong with it, I was just targeting the wrong sequence there. I was targeting the level music, but if you pay close attention, this is not actually level music, this is manta music. Basically, that's the issue. There we go. The anxiety song. Okay, I like it. I just think we can get the tempo a little bit better. This is what I'll do. The mod actually looks a lot better than it looks like here. It's just the emulator is a bit bugged. I think we're fine keeping it simple. Hello, Lemon Lover. I mean, it's a race game, right? It's about optimizing your route. And this is literally a 50-second level. So this feels a little more intense now. And as a player, you're probably like, oh, okay, it's getting more intense. Or maybe it's my imagination. And then lap 3 just goes crazy. I think it's very cool. Anyway, that's not actually the level I wanted to work on today. I wanted to work on this level here. The pinball level! We're making another pinball machine! Oh yeah! And this time it's gonna be good. Yes, I have people testing the game. Okay. Anyway, the first thing I want is animated stars in the background. I just need one more pinball level, I promise, man. Just one more. This one's gonna be it. This one's gonna work, I promise. I'm gonna steal the Yoshi's Island background here. Is it playable on emulator or only PC port? It's playable on Nintendo 64. What does the full level look like? Okay, let's play through the full level to give you an idea. I was worried that this level was a little bit cereal without milk, to be honest. And I'm trying to cover it up with all these blinking lights. Oops, that was the wrong button. Let's try that again. You have an idea to milk it? Okay. I was hoping to hear something like that today. Then here we've got a little bit of a precision rolling system. And then here we have the... Oop. Meow, 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 meow. And then here is the last obstacle. Does feel like a more annoying slide right now. Yeah, that's my biggest worry. I do want to add bumpers still. And the slot at the end to put the star in. What about flippers? Flippers could also work, yes. Maybe it's a slider song, that could definitely be. The Mario Party DS puzzle of triangles. I don't know what that is. I'm not that familiar with Mario Party DS? No idea. Nice. Ugh. It is very well optimized. It even runs 60 FPS in some areas on N64. Hello, Skyloft. Right how I want this. No. This is nonsense. Too bad. Oh, actually, there is something we can do. This should kind of work. You made videos for this? Like how devs use this alternative to play games? That's really the only way to make this work on N64. I don't really know an alternative to it. It's not clever or anything, it's literally just the only way to make it work. Okay, what do you think of this construction? We do this, and then Night Sky Pinball here, Night Sky Pinball here, auto set properties, scale it down by 2, and now we have the same Night Sky twice at different scales, and the small one is gonna be faint and colorless. Or, well, instead of colorless, we could even give it a little bit of a color. Make it like a nice orange. Yes, this is orange. And then here comes the real stroke of genius. We make a new texture on him. That's so funny that it's stressing me out. Me and I work on your level already. Are you just scared that I completely fuck it up? I don't think I did anything that bad. Night Sky in it needs to happen? What does this do? Okay, I see why this needs to happen. Stressed of misunderstandings. I see, I see. Hello, Timbus. You're right to be stressed, Marty. He keeps deleting my models. True. And then he makes up some bullshit excuse about how it's for collision. Okay. If this worked, you are about to see something beautiful. What up, K-Dog? What up, S-Dog? I think this is a bug on this emulator. Let's try a different one. It's a little bit better, but it's still rather repetitive. But what do you think? I think we need to make the texture a bit bigger. I think this game is a bit bigger than Banjo-Tooie. Something about the UV map is still pissing me off. I also think that the slide stars in the background should be more subtle. I made them a lot more subtle just now. What the helly? Oh, that makes so much sense actually. Okay, way too big. And I don't see the small ones at all anymore. Do you guys see the small ones? Am I just blind? What small ones? I guess that answers the question. Where are the little ones? Huh? What does it even export? I'm saying that Nexus is fucked on Project 64. No, that's not a general Project 64 issue. Seems to work now, but you can see it's like in stripes in Project 64. So that's really annoying. But I think it's going to look fine on Nemu. Yeah, it's no longer in lines. This is much prettier. What do you think of my skybox? That's a hot take. Alright. I'm happy with the background. Let me start programming the thing for the thing to go into. Wait, before we do that, I want to see what happens if I just walk here with Mario. Do not copy the layout on this. It's just a different layout, but it's basically the pinball machine. funny things that try to kick you off the stage. Basically, it's like a real pinball machine. To this extent, there's all rods everywhere, like real pinball. Bumpy things. And then there was like a cock cage. All rods harder to access. You win. Well, that's ramp that goes super fast. More aura. Okay. So what do we need to change here, really? I think we can keep this ramp here then for the first section. Then we put Mario into a field. Then we have this precision section here after the field. Then a bunch of outputs everywhere like a real pinball. Can be about avoiding bumpy obstacles in large areas. Yeah. Okay, so you have one route here that has you do an extra jump, and then one route here that goes you for extra bumpers. And then another bumper. The pinball tube that looks like a cock cage. And I like the precision platform here. I almost do want to copy this layout here. Yeah, I know what you mean, Biomac. I think we could add a bunch of extra routes here and like here. Maybe there's a thicker ramp, but with more bumpers. Maybe there's one that goes up and then down. I like this idea here, where there's either precision platforming you can do, or the bumpers. Yeah, let's look into doing something like that. I guess my biggest worry here is the size of it. Before I do that, let's program bumpers. Let's make a bumper. Your mobile phone is honestly just the PlayStation 1 in handheld mode. Think about it. Are you thinking? Good boy. I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh, this is what they look like. Okay. Something like that, I guess. Ist das so Hyperbole? Yeah, you think that could work as a bumper? Joystick-shaped bumper? True? Kinda. I was basing it off of this. We should make the triangle too. And the flipper. Fuck it, we'll make all three. It will be fun. Have you guys played the Wii game Little King's Story? I'm playing it right now and it's actually so peak. Yeah, had Mario 64 been advanced at all, then I don't think they would have been able to make a DS port of it so easily. It was good, it still is good, man. Hoping this is playable on mobile by like 2028. I know it's playable on mobile already. The question is if your phone can play it. I know mine can't. Mine can't. I just played that and even got him to collab with the main creator on something small what will live in. Huh. That's neat. Well, King's Story is funny. It's like a game made in a parallel universe where every game is Pikmin. That looks terrible. The understand about King's Story is why they had to change all the design for the Vita version. I'm not aware of a Vita version. I only played the Wii version. Well, I'm still playing it. Don't spoil it for me. I will come to your house and say a bad word. What if we have a texture like this and it just spins? Wii U, Wii U, Wii U. Then we set the color to something like this. I think that could look cool. Something like that, maybe? Would it be white at the base? Makes it look a little more joysticky. Is that any good? Don't really like it. Doesn't feel very bumpery. He gets Sans in Smash Bros. Because he beats Sakurai in the 1v1. That doesn't sound like a real story. I don't know if that's cool or not. Man, this just isn't it. That isn't it either. Means to stab it on top to really sell that it's a bumper. I think so too. Is there any reason for using the latest blender? Don't think what you can do for your software, think what your software can do for you, I guess. I managed to force it into a star shape. It looks sick. I think it looks acceptable. This just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't. What if we also add shade color? Feels wrong. What about like a dark purple here? It's the base. That seems more like something, then gives it a little bit of a texture, I guess. And then the middle can stay black. Yeah, I think I prefer this. Rendering actor. That's what I'm looking for. It's a bumper. Already streaming for an hour and no blue screen. This is a very good sign. I think the ROM has been fixed. There's a chance. But don't count your cows before you've milked them. 340, 330. Oh wait, there's 2 radii here. Let's just do 400. See what happens. What the hell? I forgot an opener. And this is just move angle. Okay, that was my mistake. And I misspelled 8 into S. And we don't need all here. Alright, time to make a new actor. You guys want to see the coolest dynamic music ever? Actually, it's not the coolest ever, but it's a very cool one. It sounds really good too. It adds so much to the level it's in. It's peak. Alright, let's see how this bumper looks. Alternating modes between the light pads of things at the edge of the bumper, if you can. Yeah, I can add as many holes as I want. Not really an issue. Okay. Okay, there are some issues. That's one of them. It doesn't seem to set the velocity the way I want. I'm guessing the roll act works in a different manner. Okay, yeah. We gotta do that. And actually, just to make my life easier. I didn't mean to do that. It did bounce, just with not as much velocity as we wanted. I think it's a pretty good bumper. What do you think? Still needs like a beep harm for the strength, maybe? Or maybe we on purpose want to keep the strength the same between all of them. Jump on top, what happens? You still get bumped to the sides. I could make the height difference make the components change. Maybe that's a good change. Plus it still needs a sound. Yeah, let's make it so that if you jump on top, it shoots you further up. You know what, we're not gonna do this with the correct math. We're just going to estimate this, because it gives us a lot more control. See how this works out. Hello, another mod. I read the city song as a Christmas Carol leitmotif. Isn't it Sleigh Ride? Yes, I know it was Sleigh Ride. I found out after the song was in game. Oh, there we go. It works. Boing. Boing. What am I seeing? Pinball stage. Okay, we got the pinball bumpers. Let's make the push box also a little bit more blinky. Think at me. I'm playing Minecraft on the Wii U? Holy shit. The real Minecraft? Wait, I forgot one thing. A bit of an S scroll. Let's see what we can do for this one. Do you think adding jumping pad could be a good idea? Like having the one press jumping good. There's an automatically moving up and down jumping pad, so we have something very similar to that already. That's funny, Lemon. Congratulations on not having become a beta kid, though. That's a terrible fate to succumb to. Every time I am added by a random person on Discord with no explanation and just like a guy winking, I already know it's going to be someone. Can you help me with my beta recreation? This is beautiful metal. Damn, bro. I have a cool idea. What if the shine here is where the light travels through? What the hell? Okay, that's good. Needs to be grayscale. I'm sorry. Okay, now we take this, we make a new one, flatten it, duplicate, empty the layer. Do I need to add like an alpha layer? Okay. Now I'm gonna add the light. Where's my light? What the hell? Okay, that's fine. Okay. I'm terrible with image editing software, but I have a plan. Okay. Looks like a nonsense texture, but I have a banger plan. Hey, first time chat, I'm wasting it on this question. Case, do you have any fear of Nintendo sending you a cease and desist if your champion, your mod as being a sequel to Mario 64? I don't think that how I market it really matters regarding my chances to receiving a cease and desist. They will probably send one at one point regardless, and it just has nothing to do with whether you call it a sequel to Mario 64 or not. That's the opposite of what I want, right? Eh? Eh? Is Blender just wrong? Oh wait. Wrong texture format. There we go. That is what I wanted. Then we can have traveling light like this. What do you think? Anyways, I actually got this one gifted to me. Well, it's not just convincing glow, it just is glow. Okay, and then every time it bounces Mario here, we're gonna add like some amount to it. And then the push box. is also going to always add 2, but then when it... No, wait, this one is not gonna move, except when it pushes up. We're gonna add some amount to it. I think that's gonna look very cool. Glad you like the Maxstar. Oh, am I... What did I do here? Doesn't rotate anymore at all. Same here. No rotation. Interesting. Why did it stop? Okay, that makes sense. This one, I do not make any sense out of it. How is this not updating? Is it because it's such a big number? Must be, actually. Running the wrong direction? What does that mean? Okay, nice. They update every time they push. Okay, but they are. Okay, I see what you mean now. They're penning the wrong direction, yes. No, I was talking about a different effect, Gary Saltzman. I was talking about the light color. There, they now change color every time they push you. That's what I wanted. That one corner is fucked up UV mapping wise. There we go. I think the Star should have its own shadow. Mario's tiny shadow on it looks a bit odd. Yes! Alright, the bumping triangle. This piece here. How do they work? When you touch them, they just move you in a predetermined direction? New video slaps up. Let's go. What do you do? Something like this? Hello, weird omp. Been watching me since 2018. That is a long time. That's a weird UV map. Why is the texture so weird all of a sudden? Is this rotated the wrong way around? It was. That's a lot better. Then I want to make sure the UV map matches here.
SSD go BRRRR.
Yo, thank you for the SSD go blah 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 blah. What up? We've got all the efforts and are you planning on making some minor modifications? What does that mean? I'm not sure I understand. How are these two mutually exclusive? Couldn't it be that I put in all my effort and I still want to make modifications? I think that's... I mean, obviously there's still efforts I could have put in that I didn't put in, because like, I could have skipped more sleep, or I could have neglected my family more, but like... I'm sure that's not what you want. Right? That looks bad. Oh, I see. Typical Google Translate. Hello, Barry Almanac. So the video Sunshine what on Instagram, I'm currently making the Flame Blossom map and the Mars the X-File and Sig. I was wondering how you did the water effects. I basically did minus texture 0 multiplied by prime alpha, and then minus texture 0 multiplied by prime alpha plus combined alpha and cycle 2. And then I just used underflow to make the water appear. It's an opaque decal. It's not an opaque decal, it's a decal above an opaque floor. It's a lot of textures, it's 2 textures. I think we'll do this. Custom music where your hex mates. Does it consist of individual sounds or full-fledged musical tracks? It's a mix of both. Importing full-fledged sounds costs a lot of ROM space, so we can only rarely do it. But it does sound a lot better and it performs better. Shit, I wasn't thinking about how I would program this at all. Wait, how's this gonna work? We check Mario's distance in normal space and this distance in right angle space. Check if it's below some value and above some other value. Let's align this to 0. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach a hitbox like this, and if you're in that, the thing is just gonna go off and hit Mario. I think that's the best thing we can do. What is this element? This is a little corner from a pinball game. It's going to hit Mario and shoot him away. It's very gamer RBG. Why do gamers like random colors so much? Can someone explain this to me? Maybe the better question is, why are gamers alleged to like random blinking colors so much? What, are they stupid? Gay pride? You think gamer is like a gay pride thing? But aren't gamer like the opposite of that? Isn't there literally a joke about the gamer word just being a slur? But I like power build min-maxing. Fair point. LGBT lights? No! You see any video? And I appreciate your immense effort optimizing in Marsinger. I wonder if you optimize even outside of Marsinger or Mac. No, I've never really done that. Let me shut the size here. Oh my god, it's giant. 2280. I don't think that's the right size. Oh well. You're sucker for them. Well, I mean, aren't you LGBT or something? Maybe that's why you like the lights. Potentially because they're exciting to the brain. You think gamers just see blinking lights and their little reptilian baby brain just starts going haywire? Why did I put 0x28 into both? It's clearly not correct. Where eye for the game guy? What? I've never played Skylanders before. Do you think Family Guy has become funny again? I remember watching season 17 and it was so brutally unfunny that I just put it down for a few years. Okay, yeah, it works, it's just way too big. As we were thinking anyway. Because that seems that we can pretty much be sure it sucks. You can't be funny for 17 seasons. A fair point. Bro's trying to gaslight me into thinking he's 25. Well, no, if you've been funny for 25 years, that would mean you're at least 26 now. Plus, you probably weren't able to speak for the first 2 years, so you'd have to be like 28. Is there like a season 0 too? Wouldn't that make it 27? How do you think I am? 27? Growing is realizing Family Guy was never funny, made sure realizing it actually is. Yeah, that's like the only aspect of maturity. True, true, true. You can still be sitting in your toddler baby pants, pooping your pants. As long as you don't think Family Guy is funny, you're already an adult. You can legally consent to taking on debt. And you can smoke. 20 years are easy. Okay, but that means you were born after the year 2000. Think about that. You sure you want to admit to this? That's true. He has played with Bionicles. You cannot ignore that. Why were they not solid? Oh, because I didn't pick up the new collision pointer. Nico Heroica. And had some 2000 post 2000 born shit. Am I sure I want to admit that I am not a pre-2000 fossil? Dang, okay, I see how it is. American... Did anyone actually like American Dad? I remember it was on the same TV station that Family Guy and South Park was on, and that's why I'd sometimes see it. But I cannot imagine ever, like, willfully going out to watch it. Wait, American Dad was made by the same guy as Family Guy? You fucking kidding me? No way. The guy made the same show basically twice? That's fucked up. Don't tell me he made a third Family Guy. No, he didn't make 3 of them, right? Did he make 3 Family Guys? Cleveland show? Oh fuck. He made 3 Family Guys. Okay, the triangles are not playing nice with the collision I have. We need to do something else. This just isn't gonna work, unfortunately. I think we have to skip the triangles. Because the collision just won't work. You can't stand on these things. I cheated with the push blocks. I was gonna wait all night to tell my friends in the morning a funny joke they made on American Dad. When I got to school, I asked them, "See that show American Dad?" Yeah, and they were like, "Yeah, it's not funny, right?" I was like, "Ah, yeah, that's what I wanted to see." Oh no! Bro got bullied into not liking American Dad. He made a 4th Family Guy? What's that? Don't tell me he also made The Simpsons. No, I'm kidding. I know he didn't make that one. Wait, no, I don't believe it. If Family Guy and American Dad were made by the same guy, there's no way Family Guy wouldn't constantly also reference American Dad and like shit on it. Right? I don't believe it. Let me look at Biobac's image again here. We don't technically need the triangles for anything to work. So honestly, not a big deal if we just skip on them. Everyone's each other and have crossovers all the time? No way. You can just do this in a sec and then check that. Yes, but I don't want to do that. I used to think Family Guy was the funniest shit as a kid. I remember every Saturday at 12:15 they'd play 2 episodes of Family Guy and I'd be there to watch my 2 episodes of Family Guy. Once a week, 2 episodes. That's all I got. And it was peak. That's how old I am, man. If you wanted to watch a show, you had to wait until it's on TV. And smiling friends, I have not. Okay. I've definitely seen these guys around. What doesn't work with the triangles? I don't like the way the collision interacts. I'm thinking instead we'll just do the flipper. But I'd have to make a flipper shape that you can't land on. The thing with the egg is you can't land on actors. It's a good thing we didn't program anything for the triangle yet. What if you have a flipper that's like 2 triangles propped against each other like this? Or maybe like just 1 triangle like that, and then if you come close and just flings you upwards. Or it could just even fling upwards in like a rhythm, and if you're nearby it just shoots you away. I don't wanna watch TV. Don't do this to me. I wanna watch Rick and Morty. I remember I watched 1 or 2 seasons and I liked it. I wonder if everything else is also funny. We sometimes have like interesting topics, you know? But it is fairly more cerebral than Family Guy, so I fully understand why it's not as popular. What's up with the incident? What? What did I miss? Am I being trolled? So many such like on the early seasons, one of the Western Princes, one of the dragons, Italian Nancy's just episode. I do not remember an episode with a dragon or any incest jokes in the show. Is this Forbidden Memories? No, it's Duelist of the Roses. What the hell? It sounded like Forbidden Memories. Doesn't really look like a flipper this way. We could have them be like this, and then eventually they just swing like this. That is totally fair, Marty. When you watch it, you can immediately see that it's quite good, fantastic even, but also immediately see why it appeals to the most annoying person you ever met. Doctor Who? I watched an episode of Doctor Who, I hated it! It was so boring. Maybe I just hate British humor. No, Monty Python is pretty good. Mr. Bean. No! No! I don't like Mr. Bean. There's a lot of human writers that are basically no better than AI. So formulaic, so soulless. Pretty sure there's no one that doesn't like Mr. I've only watched Mr. Bean like a year or two ago. So for the first time, so my memory isn't really that old. Damn it, Max. Are we just making up TV shows now? Sonic the Hedgehog is good until season 6. No, it exists. Nah, I don't think it exists. No. You're wrong. The show you watched? Nah, it doesn't exist. Now it kinda looks like a flipper. BuzzFeed quiz time? Let's go. Where is it? Where is this BuzzFeed quiz? Do I need to go to my Twitch channel? I don't see it. Am I German or autistic? Oh no! Oh no! Okay. 15 questions, 2 minutes, and 1 uncomfortable truth. Alright guys, let's find out once and for all, am I German or autistic? I need the right song for this. Am I German or autistic? We'll find out today. Punctuality is basic moral obligation to be late is to respect other people's time, which is to respect them. Not negotiable. I've already calculated optimal departure time accounting for free contingency scenarios. Showing problem by context dependent. It depends on the situation. So, yes, it is always a basic moral obligation if you are having a date with someone. Not negotiable. I mean, if it's like a job interview, generally important but context dependent. Yeah, sometimes if you're going to a party where there's already 15 people and your attendance is not required for the party to get started. I think the most accurate one is this one here. But I'd like to pick all 3. Use a unique piece of equipment. You. Read the menu completely before touching anything. This is not optional. Read the menu in specific order I have determined to be optimal after setting the table of contents. Read the relevant sections. Someone gives you unclear instructions. You. Ask for clarification until the instructions are unambiguous. Ambiguity is a failure of to speak up. This is extremely true. Follow instructions as literally as possible and hold the person responsible for any unintended outcomes. That depends on how fed I am with the person. Interpret them charitably and proceed. You can't do that. If you interpret them charitably and proceed, and the instructions were right, but you interpreted it wrong, now you're at fault. Now this might be a 1 in 100 scenario, but in this 1 in 100 scenario, you're fucked. I think it's this one. Small talk is a necessary social lubrication. I do not enjoy it. Social ritual whose purpose I understand, but whose execution I find bewildering. Fine, I'm normal about it. An insult to the possibility of real conversation. It's neither, it's just annoying. I guess it's this one here. That's the most close. The most reasonable response to someone doing something inefficiently in front of you is politely explain a more efficient method. Explain it once. If they continue doing it wrong, that's their problem. Say nothing, but spend the rest of the day thinking about it. Let it go. See, usually I would politely explain the more efficient method. But if the inefficient thing they're doing is affecting me, then I guess neither of these fit. I guess this is the closest to correct. Relationship to rules is best described as rules exist for reasons. When the reason no longer applies, the rule no longer applies. I decide when that is. Fair. Rules are rules. The rule is a rule regardless of the context. This is the point of rules. Rule is a rule unless the rule is wrong, in which case the rule must be argued against formally. I follow rules because no cooperation depends on it, not because I think they're inherently binding. These are also all true again. What the hell? I think this is the closest one here. You discover a better way to do something you've been doing wrong for 10 years. You update immediately, never do it the old way again. Immediately and feel a genuine sense of relief that the world is now more correct. Update gradually because changing habits is hard. If you're briefly ashamed after 10 years, then update. Update immediately, obviously. How do you feel someone interrupts your focus? Mildly annoyed, but I can return it easily. When it costs me approximately 20 minutes of recovery time, I've done the calculations. It depends on whether the interruption is legitimate. It depends on whether the interruption is legitimate, yes. If Zena comes here while I'm working on something, just yapping about nothing, I'll be like, what the hell, man? I'm trying to do something. But if it's like, the baby needs to go to the hospital, okay, fine, let's go. Let's fix the baby. When someone says we should get coffee sometime, you understand this to mean they are inviting me for a coffee date. They wanna go to like a shop and buy coffee. A genuine invitation requiring follow-up scheduling. A social nicety that means nothing. I do not follow up, neither do they. Everyone is fine. I know probably means nothing, but I'm not one sure it bothers me. Vague positive sent. Genuine invitation, obviously. Your position on separating personal. This is not a personality test, and this is a test whether I am German or autistic. We already know I'm German. The question is, am I more artistic or more German, I guess? Or am I autistic at all? Your position on separating personal and professional matters is absolute. They do not mix. This is not negotiable. My strong purpose for celebration, but I understand the real world is messier. I find the boundary confusing to be either too professional in personal settings or 2% professional ones. Context dependent. I can navigate both. This is no problem. When you know a lot about something, you, Cheryl and Richmond asked, don't want you to unsolicited. That would be presumptuous. Very real, yes. If I constantly stop myself from saying everything I know about it, no. Mention it if it seems useful. I mean, yes. If you respond to correct misconceptions when I encounter them. Okay, well, this is one is kind of silly, right? Like, you mention someone broke their computer in front of you and you know the fix, but they don't ask you for the fix. Obviously, you would mention it. Mention it if it seems useful. But that is a solicitation, kind of, right? That's obviously the person needs the help. These seem like equal options. When something is useful, then you are being solicited automatically to help in that way. I don't know, I think this is the closest. Your inner monologue is orderly, I think in sentences, the sentences are grammatically correct, constant and somewhat overwhelming, involving simultaneous consideration of multiple possibilities, normal, I think. I don't know what other people's are like. I'll go with this one. Someone does not follow through on something they said they would do. You feel disappointment that is proportionate to the importance of the commitment. Judgment, you said you would do it, you did not do it. This is a character question. That's true. Confusion followed by distress because the gap between what they said and what happened feels like a fundamental problem. Also true. Fine, people are unreliable. I had already planned for this. If I know they're unreliable, yeah, but I kind of demand people to be reliable. Well, but not confusion or distress. Disappointment and judgment, yes. I'll go with this one. Your approach to an interesting topic is best described as read the books, form a view, move on. Receive knowledge about it for a period of weeks or months, then possibly move on. Thorough and systematic because understanding something halfway is worse than understanding it at all. There's sustained interest that remains active for years alongside other sustained interests. I think this one here. I like it kind of passive. The real problem with the world is people don't think things through behaviorally before acting. Imprecisional language imprecisional language is a huge issue, man. Use one thing into another, rules without reason, and reasons without the courage to follow. Hmm. None of these are the real problem with the world. Fuck you, man. Your language sucks. I'm picking it just for that. Your result is German. Probably not autistic. Probably. I'm 51% German and 36% autistic. There you go. There you go. I proved it. I'm not autistic. I'm just German. I proved it. Live on stream. Alright, we can listen to this again. And say you're not at 36%. That's not a high number. World-breaking knowledge. German reveal live on stream. Okay, I think this kind of identifies as a bumper. Maybe if it moved correctly, it'd be more obviously a bumper. How do neons work in Constitution Written? There's nothing in the text to determine what blinks. It's separate. I can send you the file if you want. Where the hell do I have the files? Oh no, don't tell me I don't have the files. It's textures, okay? It's just textures. It's textures that change at runtime. Could be in the R2II folder somewhere. On the actual game folder. What the hell? Wait, no, isn't there a Blender file for it? Shit. I swear I had a Blender file for this somewhere. Hello, 0 volt. Neon Deers is just a neons folder. Tourist. Aha! Here's where the textures are. This is how it decides how it works. Are there any changes you want to make? I don't know, Mirabilis. Do you use Ubuntu? I see it in your file browser. I use it to compile my game. Oh, I see. You have the... You are invited to the GitHub repository, RTY, right? You can just download it from there then. Please don't change the names of these files. It would be a huge pain if you did. My new SSD is 500 gigabytes. My old one was 250. What's the folder? It's in actors and then neons. So root, actors, neons. I'll be flipping. I have a second SSD just for Unreal, Luke. It's a 1 terabyte. I mentioned, I'm an Unreal hater. I don't think it's a very good engine. It's kind of a tragedy that the games industry as a whole is just kinda stuck with Unreal Engine out of all things. Even though it's such a poopy engine. But it is so easy to use. I guess. It's so impractical though. Like the way to position things in Unreal, genuinely, how the fuck is that real? Like how did no one actually just improve the way that works? I feel like if you were to make a new video game, the most time efficient way to do this is to fix the way that positioning objects works in Unreal Engine and actors, and then start making a video game. Let's see what's Is it because face shot and move shot don't match? It is. I guess you never encountered this problem. Which problem? Bro, one time I wanted... This is a very basic thing. I had a thing that's 5x symmetrical on Unreal Engine, so I tried to rotate one thing around the pivot of another thing by 72 degrees. This is basically an impossible problem in Unreal Engine. I figured out how to do it though. You go into the settings, you change the snapping mode from every 10 degrees to every 72 degrees. Then you set the pivot, then you select the actor, and then you snap to 72 degrees. Which is fucked up, but it worked. It kind of works. Right, do you never have to do that? You have no idea how often I have to move something around the pivot. I do it all the time. In Unreal Engine, you just kind of have to eyeball everything, and I hate that workflow. I like everything to be positioned at like exactly the right coordinates. I think this is a good speed now. I couldn't tell from your model. You are kidding. You know my models are exactly measured out. Nah, that's crazy. Bro is rage baiting. He's rage baiting. Tell me anything in this level. I'll show you exactly the measurement and why it is the way it is. Anyway, I think I'm done for today. I will see you guys in the next stream. I also still have Monday off, so I might stream again on Monday. Maybe we can make some more progress on the pinball level. Now that we have the actors here for the pinball mostly ready, we just need to kind of make the level. Okay, fair enough. I did kind of miscount by one there. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye bye.